Welcome back to this week's edition of Coffee Time. You know, when I was in a middle school classroom, one of the things that I really loved was having my students make digital stories, taking pictures, still image pictures, and having them create a story around those pictures and then make it an online video with their own narration, their story. A lot of stuff involved in writing, scripting, storyboarding, reading, all those kinds of things. And since I've been in a Mac environment, because I love Photo Story for that on the PC, since I've been in the Mac environment, and especially since I've been in the mobile Mac environment, the iOS environment, I've been really looking and struggling to find something that's simple and easy for students to use to create these kinds of stories. And there's a lot of apps and things out there that does this sort of work. But I found one online reading Wesley Fryer's iReading post, and happened to resonate with me because a friend of mine in the den, Cheryl Lakowski, had asked this question on Facebook about iOS apps that allow students to make digital stories. And so I found one that I really like, and it's called Shadow Puppet, and we're going to look at it today. So grab a cup of coffee, pull up a chair. We won't bore you too long, but we'll spend a few minutes talking about Shadow Puppet app. Now, the Shadow Puppet app works both on the phone and on the iPad, and so I'm using my phone today, and just to show you kind of how it works. There are some videos in here already that were created to show you sort of how it works. There's also, if I go up here to the top left-hand corner and hit this little button, you can see there's also a help feature, and that help feature has a lot of information in it that will sort of get you started. To begin the process, I'm just going to click Create New, and in order to create this, I need to choose some images. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to tap on the images that I want, and you'll see that they sort of fall into place. And they're beginning to show up on my phone, even though I don't see them happening on the screen. So I have the images added, and you can see that they're numbered 1 to 5. And if I click down here to reorder, I can move them around. Now, when I click Next, my phone is going to disappear off the screen because it's preparing to record. And so I've had to record this next section on my iPad. It's a little shaky, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to insert that here, and after that little clip, we'll come back and we'll look at the finished product. Okay, so as I begin to record, I just push this little button down here at the bottom, and it is now recording, as you can see. And to process the screen to the right, I would simply as I'm recording, I would simply go to the next picture, and if I wanted to highlight something in the picture, I can just tap somewhere on the picture, and you'll see that little gold star come up, and that star will show up in the picture wherever I put it in the video. And I can go on to the next picture and talk about whatever's going on here, and if I wanted to enlarge while I was talking, then I could come in while I'm talking and talk about something else that's in the picture. All of that's being recorded as I'm talking. And so you can see, again, if we're coming in here and I want to tap on the picture to show something else, to highlight it while I'm talking, I can do that. And then finish up with the last image of my story. And when I'm done, I just click Stop Recording. And then I would click Save. So once I have saved this, then I have the option to send it out. I can send it immediately to Facebook, to Twitter. I can send it up to Shadow Puppet, or I can just click Skip. I can automatically save it to my camera roll, and then I can push it out anywhere I want to. I can upload it to YouTube off my phone. I can do a number of things with it. And with the new AirDrop feature on the iPhone 5 and 5S, or the AirDrop feature on the iPad 4, your students could just turn this in automatically with the drop of a button. So that, in a nutshell, is Shadow Puppet. I hope that you will try it out and see if you can create a story. And if you do, be sure and share it with us. So until next time, enjoy the coffee, and we'll talk to you again next week. This past year, I had the opportunity to go to Burlington, Vermont to be part of the Discovery Educator Network Summer Institute. And it was a nice walk from the campus down through some spaces of residential areas that were really nice. And I took some pictures of a couple of houses because the architecture here really, really struck out to me of how this house was put together. And as we walked down the street to the beach of the lake, we were ready to take some pictures of the sunset. And unfortunately, this huge storm came up, and it lasted about 10 minutes, and you could see that the boats were sort of rocking in the swells here, and the clouds came over pretty quickly. And what I noticed was a lot of people just came out here. You'll see these people here. They just went outside and stood and watched it as if nothing was happening as the rain came over. And then once that passed by, we had the most beautiful sunset through those clouds that I had seen in a very, very long time. It's a wonderful experience, and I hope you get a chance to go to the Den Summer Institute yourself.